G'day folks, here's a video of my 10 favourite box sets. G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at my 10 favourite box sets. I love a good box set with, extra tracks and demos and live versions and posters and all sorts of crazy crap. So I thought I'd look at my 10 most impressive ones. I haven't ranked these at all because, there's some pretty legendary bands and I don't want to choose. It wouldn't mean much anyway, really. So, but yeah, there's something special about it, and you can tell it's a growth industry these days. There's a hell of a lot of box set versions coming out of things. So thought I'd just go through my top ones and let me know if you agree in the comments or if you have any preferred ones that you like. So Alright, first up we have Arcturus with their Arcturusurian album. This came out in 2015. These guys are weird. I don't know, I wouldn't call them black metal these days at all, really. The early stuff maybe was sort of black metal. Symphonic metal, you could say. A big fan of these guys, pretty much all their albums. This is the latest one from 2015, although they are recording a new one, which I'm very keen to get into. This is the second album, I think, without Garm on vocals, with Vortex on instead. And I think he actually sounds a bit better on this than Sideshow Symphonies. That one is my least favourite of their albums. This one, I don't know, he just sounds a lot more sort of natural. I think Crashland is probably my favourite song for him on this, but let's have a look, see what's in here, eh? So this huge friggin' box, and thankfully this is all I had to buy because it's pretty much it. It's got the CD and the extra version as well. So what do we get? We got a nice poster. Yay. Clear as buggery. Most important part, certificate of authenticity. Ooh, fancy. You get the normal album version, which is a pretty spiffy cover art, I reckon, and great inner art. And what else? Oh, down she goes. You also get this is the remix album, so this is not every single song off here. There's some interesting versions though. There's two versions by a band called Germ, which is an Aussie band with Tim Yatras from like Nazul and Austere and about a million other bands. The alternate Yon, I call him. He does a couple of pretty good remixes on here, actually. I like the Game Over one. And amazingly, when I looked this up on Discogs, it has Lord Tim from Dungeon also. I'm not sure if he just mixed it or if he was actually part of Germ, but that's a weird contrast. Dungeon, if you don't know, are an old Aussie, I don't know, power metal-y kind of, classic heavy metal sort of style band. Bloody excellent, but not kind of what I expected to be remixing Arcturus albums, but yeah. But it's a bit hit and miss. There's mostly sort of kind of, I don't know, industrially EBM sort of style remixes. There's one on here by Milan, I think which is actually just Nut, the guitarist of the band, and I don't know, his one sounds kind of interesting, but it's muffled as buggery. It sounds just, I don't know, awful really, but big fan of that cover art on that one though. That's bloody excellent. They had I think they had that as a tour shirt when they toured a couple of years ago with Blood Incantation, which is a bloody excellent gig. But yeah, they didn't have ones that fit my portly size. And this version also comes with nice spiffy foam insert and the CD version, which has got both versions and lyrics and cover art and no doubt pictures of the band looking tough. So yeah, nice little package all up. The remix stuff is what really makes it for me. Because the album you could just get anywhere, but I think there's just a normal 2 CD version as well. But what the hell? Get a fancy box set with spiffy artwork and so on. So yeah, very happy with this one. The remix stuff isn't quite as dramatic a changes as their Disguised Masters sort of compilation they put out a few years ago. It doesn't have Garm rapping on it like that one does. Or I really like the version on that Disguised Masters of Do Nordovin. They just like death metal it up ridiculously. that sounds pretty bloody tough, but yeah, this bloody excellent, and I'm very much looking forward to whatever new stuff they put out. So yeah, good old Arcturus. Up next is my favourite death metal band, Autopsy, with Awakened by Gore. This is a fancy Die Hard version that came out on Nuclear War Now. So this has got their 87 demo and their 88 Critical Madness demo and some live and rehearsal sort of stuff from around that era. Yeah, this version is this is the fancy version that comes with that sort of stuff. But so you get your fancy records. One of nice and red. This one is nicely etched, I believe. It probably, oh no, you can sort of see that maybe if you're lucky. Better put that back in the sleeve. Don't want to damage that one. You also get a booklet that comes with it, which is kind of nice. Has all like demo stuff and good liner notes that not easy to read, but bloody it puts black on red, and pictures of the band looking cool. Usual sort of stuff. I love it. I love that cover art actually. It's, I don't know, it doesn't really fit Autopsy particularly well with like vampires on it, but and lots of glare. But hey, what the hell? It's nice artwork. Also comes with a sticker, poster of same artwork. But best of all, back patch. I have been tempted to put this on something, but yeah, you can't go wrong with a good back patch. The live and rehearsal stuff is, yeah, the rehearsal stuff's pretty freaking raw, I gotta say. The live stuff sounds pretty good. Yeah, this is just a start of my, or not even the start, this is continuation of me owning the Autopsy demos on about 1 million different formats. I think first up was this Ridden with Disease, which came out on Necro Harmonic, which I think just had the demos and the 2 live tracks, which also came out on record, of course, that I bought, because I'm an Autopsy completist. Of course, I also bought the CD of this, for some stupid reason, but I think some of these tracks are also on Torn from the Grave, which is a excellent compilation. It was kind of a best of that Peaceville put out. But one thing that I probably should give props to as well is this huge friggin' book of, what's it called? After the Cutting. Probably looks a bit glary. This is like 4 friggin' CDs worth of stuff. This also has the demos and the rehearsals and the live stuff. But has a heap of other things, or a heap of EPs and stuff. But yeah, it's just page after page of, it's bloody thick as you can see. Heaps of liner notes. Really, really cool little story to everything. So this is very recommended. I don't know if you can still get it. Although, to tell the truth, I don't really like that cover art huge about. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's got aliens on it, but it doesn't quite grab me as much as the rest. But yeah, good old Autopsy there, can't go wrong there. So yeah, I have many versions of those demos. I also have an actual tape of one that I'm sure is a bodgy bootleg. I got it off eBay like 20, 30 years ago or something, but there's no way that's an original. And I think at least probably one version of my Severed Survival has the demos as well, but I can't actually find my CD of Severed Survival at the moment. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, good old Autopsy, love them. Up next is a Melbourne band called Christbait with The Box, as they called it. This is an old Melbourne, kind of sludgy, metal-y sort of band. Legendary, only around in the sort of early 90s. Yeah, they featured very well on my Top 20 Aussie EPs and demos videos, so I recommend you watching those for a bit more rambling about how great Christbait are. Yeah, this contains their prod demo, the Yeast EP, their split with Dirt Clod Fight, Dirty Punk Mother album, plus heaps of live and unreleased sort of tracks as well. So I was very happy to get the unreleased stuff, because honestly I own most of this already, the originals. But yeah, the unreleased stuff, there's like 3 songs with Troy, who was a singer in between V's membership of the band, and includes a song Sugar Water that I'd never heard before, that yeah, really wasn't that great, but it was not too bad. And it's also really good to have there's a whole live set called the GB Sessions, which brings back bloody good memories of seeing those guys. I did actually, I think the first time I saw them was at the GB, which is the Great Britain in Melbourne, the legendary old pub. Saw them play with Spiderbait there. And then, not much later, a couple of months later, saw him in Canberra at this gig, and yeah, it was just blew me away even more so. Yeah, the build up of Loose and the explosion as a climax was just ridiculous. Yeah, I just really love these guys. I never saw them live with the prod sort of era. The demo is a lot more sort of, I wouldn't say death grindy, but it's got growled vocals. It's a bit more in metal and death metal-y than the later stuff. The later stuff's a bit more, yeah, sludge metal is probably a good way of putting it. Actually a band that I could have seen do pretty well if Sub Pop had kind of, got into them back in the days of, early Nirvana, Bleach era or Melvins. I reckon if they'd heard these chaps, and I'd say both those bands were possibly quite the influence on these guys, I reckon they could have been pretty big. But at any rate, let's get into what's in here. It's a limited one of 300. Thanks heaps to Jason Fuller and Mike for putting this one out on Goat Grind and what's it called? Goat Sound and Gamala Grind, whatever the hell that means. But yeah, so you get it's bloody 4 records, which is a bit much if you ask me. But so you get all the liner notes and everything there, but you also get this hefty booklet which has all sorts of bits and pieces. Including, where is it, some live footage, pictures of the proper releases. But more importantly, yeah, cool old photos that are bloody excellent. I think there's old flyers in here as well. So yeah, very nice. And I actually get a thanks in this for supplying some of those flyers. So yeah, my name's on it. Hey! It's got a little write-up from Craig, the main dude behind the band. So yeah, nice little booklet. Comes with a patch that I really want a second version of this because I want to put this on something, but I don't want to bloody break up the box set. But that said, there's no way I'm ever going to sell this box set, so I should just not be a collector idiot and actually but yeah, just boring black vinyl. There's like 4 records worth, so not much more to see on that one, but bloody killer stuff. I would kill to see these guys again. They did play a gig as Dirty Punk Mother, which was two members of the band at any rate played that gig, and that was killer. It was just Christbait songs. They did morph into the Ruiner, who I'm still not sure if they're still going or not, but yeah, I'd recommend the Ruiner album as well that I probably should have grabbed out to show you, but I'll put a picture of it up because it's pretty much a continuation. It's like V and Westwood. So yeah, great stuff. Legendary band. I highly recommend you checking these guys out. Up next to one of my favourite Finnish death metal bands, Demolique, with 20th Adversary of Emptiness. Yeah, these are very weird sort of Finnish death metal band, these guys. I loved them pretty much since I first heard their 4 instructive tales of decomposition demo that my friend Irene lent me, mainly because the vocals were so just out of this world crazy on it. So yeah, I love these guys. And Nesbith, the actual album, is just amazing, god tier stuff. So yeah, this box has the album, 4 demos, and the 2006 promo. So yeah, I mean most of the songs are actually on the album. So the demo tracks are nice to have. 4 Instructional Tales does have about 3 I think songs that aren't on the album. So those are really good to have. But yeah, honestly, the main amazing part of this for me was the 2006 promo, which somehow I didn't actually know existed until this came out, or until I saw the press for it. I then rather rapidly downloaded it before this actually arrived. Yeah, so it's 3 songs they did in 2006 when they kind of reformed and started playing live again. And I think there's sort of older songs re-recorded possibly, but they just sound bloody awesome. Honestly, finding them was like finding like a Rembrandt stuff under your house somewhere. It was just, yeah, I was blown away that there were 3 extra tracks, and I pray that one day we get some more stuff from those guys. So anyway, let's get into the box. The cover art is by the same artist that they use for I think most of their albums and so on. I can't remember his name. something long in finish, no doubt. He's done heaps of other work for like a Dremelac and Funeral Brewer and Galvanizer and Depravity, so yeah. So in this, yes, you get the album, Nespith. That's the only problem with doing these bloody unveilings, the boxes are tight. So you just get the normal cover, nothing too exciting there. I think these ones are all, yeah, ooh, fancy colour. You get this huge bloody booklet, which I'll show you some of. It's just like interviews and liner notes. The liner notes are bloody excellent, actually. They're written by Antti, the main singer and guitarist, and they're just hilarious. It's a very amusing chap, I think. So, yeah, it goes through, you know, a heap of interviews, all sorts of bits and pieces from zines. Bloody nice. There were versions of this that came with like reproduction flyers, but yeah, sadly I didn't get one of those. And you get a poster, which the poster is just of the second. Bloody come out, you bastard. Excuse me. Yeah, this is the other stuff. This is all the demos and the promo sort of thing. Comes with nice new artwork. It's bloody excellent. That's what the poster is. So you get the nice prettiness. Looks good. Yeah, this is, and yeah, 2 LP version of that as well. So all in all, friggin' worth it. Pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. I also own the CD, of course, because I'm a tragic. I think I bought them both at the same time, which makes it even more tragic, but hey, what the hell. At least I've got it on CD if I want to listen to it in the car. So yeah, all in all, very worthy package, I reckon. I think you can actually get this, just like the demos and the promo standalone now by itself. Don't know if there's a CD of it, but there's at least the record itself. But get the bloody box set if you can. I don't know. I think this is sold out. So ooh, and a sticker, very nice. But yeah, I love these guys. It's just crazy alien death metal, weird angular riffs, just bizarro. Very bizarre, but very bloody awesome. So yeah, I'm continuously happy that I found those extra 3 tracks. So I'm still sad I've never seen them live, which is a tragedy. I was booked to go to, I think it was actually a California Death Fest. It wasn't like MDF. It's one of their spin-off ones. And my boss just said, "No, you can't go," which I was very upset about, because I was actually going to follow Dembalik on. I think they were going to play like 3 other, you know, side shows as well, just for and I was just going to go to all those and be a complete fanboy, but sadly no. So hopefully one day I'll get to see him. But yeah, killer band. Up next is one of my favourite Aussie bands of all time. This is Disembowelment with Disembowelment. This is the first time any of their stuff was on record. This was released by, I think, 3XM Records or something or other. It was like a employee of Relapse maybe that got the license and printed them up. So yeah, I now have 2 other versions of their album on record because I'm a tragic, but anyway. So this has got the Transcendence into the Peripheral album, the Dusk EP, the Morning September demo, the song off the Pantalgia or whatever it's called, compilation, and an unreleased version of The Spirits of the Tall Hills. So yeah, this is not quite as much stuff as also came out on the 3 CD version of this. I don't know if you can still get this 3 CD one. I think it's worth tracking down, because it does have the extra tracks. It has like an unreleased version, another version of The Spirit in the Tall Hills. A rehearsal version of that, rehearsal of Your Prophetic Throne of Ivory, and a Necrovore cover of Slaughtered Remains. So probably get this version anyway. This is the proper Relapse version, but at any rate, the box set, spiffy as bloody hell. Unfortunately, mine's a little worse for wear. It's a bit battered. Unfortunately, one of the corners is a bit dinged, so I kept a bit of plastic for some stupid reason. Comes with a very flimsy patch of their old logo. I'm kind of glad it's not the D logo, because I probably would have put that on something, but yeah, I'm not as big a fan of their old death metal logo. Nice little poster, grim as hell, and just 3 LP version of their albums, pictures of the boys, right up, lyrics, more pictures of the boys, and a bit of, is that liner notes? Yeah. So a nice liner notes that I think are in the CD as well. So nothing too fancy, I've got to say, but legendary album. I'm still a bit sad, and I'm glad that Relapse finally got around to actually releasing the proper version of the second demo, Deep Sensory Procession into Oral Fate, or whatever it's called. Because the Dusk version doesn't have the intros and outros, and that's what's on here, but it's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, this one I ordered with my mates Andy and Kel. I ordered on their behalf, and they gave me the money and everything. I remember splitting them all up, and both of them got the fancy coloured, more limited version. I got the black vinyl. What a rip-off. Well, I don't really care. But, yeah, this is just legendary stuff. I really should fix that corner, though. Yeah, oh well. But yeah, very, very happy to have this one. And yeah, just amazing band. Again, they did pretty well in my top 20 Aussie demos, EPs and albums, so yeah, check it out. Up next, and extra props of coming in a proper wooden friggin' box, is Grave Upheaval with their second untitled album. This one also came out on Nuclear War Now Records. Yeah, pretty bloody nice. I haven't jammed all the stuff in the wooden box, but this is actual friggin' wood. It's bloody heavy. So yeah, this is their second album. You don't actually... It's fancy clear vinyl. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, they're a bit minimal on their details. There's no liner notes, no nothing. It does come with a booklet, but it's all in... I'm not quite sure if you can read that. It's all in, yeah, crazy non-English. So yeah, I mean, all the songs are untitled, but you'd think they'd probably credit the producer and all that sort of jazz. This version also comes with this extra CD as well, which is a live recording of them from their Evil Invaders 2013 set, which is a bloody killer gig. They did like a kind of a joint set with Vassifor, I think. Pretty sure there was like 2 bass players. It was sludgy and nasty as hell. It was a good, excellent gig. I'm pretty sure you can actually get a version of this from Nuclear War Now just by as a standalone. I mean, you can probably still get the album itself. But yeah, these guys are just filthy death metal sort of stuff. Just reverby as hell, boomy, nasty, deep vocals. With like crazy, occasional wild bursts of speed. It's like members of Impetuous Ritual, Temple Nightside, and Portal. So add those together and you'll guess it. It comes with this gigantic friggin' flag that I'm not taking out of the plastic because I don't want to try and get it back in. I'll put a picture of it up because I know what the design is. I think I've actually got a t-shirt of it somewhere. So pretty bloody nice. Obviously these guys are somewhat familiar with the previous band Disembowelment, which is not really a surprise, especially considering they cover Excoriate on their latest Split album. So I'm just pleased it's a wooden friggin' box. So yeah, I'm disappointed. Dusty. A bit disappointed I didn't get the first album in similar box because it does have an extra like rehearsal track or something or other on it that isn't on anything else. And same with I think the first demo, even though I've got like the tape and a record of it, there is a wooden fancy box set of that with a whole lot of extra crap. So maybe I'll track that down someday. There's also a fancy looking tape box set that I'll put a picture up. Which there's no way in hell I'd buy it, seeing I don't have a functioning tape player, and why would I buy it on shitty tape anyway? But looks nice. I'll give them that. So, but yeah, these guys are just nasty band. I'm hoping to see them live again at some stage. You never know. But yeah, nasty stuff. Up next, and continuing the theme of actual wood, is Mournful Congregation with the Box of Kings. This is a limited one of only 100 that were made with these very fancy thick boxes with like hinges and clasps and shit. This is for their Book of Kings album, so in it you have like fancy certificate with your name on it, property of me. I'll rest it on its side because you can't put it on the bottom, but because the clasp is there. But yeah, you get that pretty much just the Book of Kings album. Nothing super exciting inside, in which you get a nice, big booklet with spiffy design and lyrics and so on. Pictures of the boys looking grim and dark. I think from memory it's this fancy gold and something or other vinyl. This came out on Ostra Records from France. It wasn't cheap to order, I've got to say, but no, I think it was well worth it. This is probably one of my preferred mournful albums, actually. I prefer this in the June Frost, which is the one that preceded it. It's like 4 songs of an hour and a quarter. If you thought the first song at 19 minutes was long, the last song's like 33 minutes or something or other. So there's like one nice mellow acoustic sort of, it's got electric leads on it, but non-distorted song. The Bitter Veil of Solemnity. It's nice whispered sort of vocals. It's pretty lovely, but kind of haunting as well. But yeah, this is just killer bloody stuff, and hey, it's got my freaking name on it. Can't go wrong with that. And it's wood. So but yeah, this is, as I said, pretty much my not my favourite of theirs. I think Mon Out of Creation still probably slowly pips this one, but it's a bloody killer album. So I don't like your chances of getting one of these second hand without paying a lot of money. And then it'd have some other idiot's name on it anyway, so yeah, this one ain't going to be for sale anytime soon, so yeah, good old mournful. Up next, we're going back to Finland for Reverend Bizarre and their Slice of Doom box set. Now, this is actually like a 1999 demo of theirs. There's like 2 versions of that on this, as well as like earlier songs, a 2001 demo that led up to their first album, and DVD of the first gig, and also some rehearsal tracks that I haven't actually got around to listening to yet. But yeah, this is a pretty impressive box, I've got to say. Let's open her up, eh? These guys are a Finnish extreme doom sort of band. Clean vocals. Evil. They like their doom. But yeah, this is a pretty spiffy box set, I've got to say. Kept a bit of plastic sticker for some stupid reason. Get like, it looks like an interview, a little booklet with them. You also get a doom metal manifesto written by one of the band members, the drummer, I think. Talking about the False Prophets, Feet Family on the Ground. I see mentions of Blue Cheer and Black Sabbath. Yeah, they're serious chaps. This also comes with these like replica flyers or posters, I think. If I can open them. Gee, I wonder where they got that font from. I can't imagine. Oh god, there's bloody heaps of things. Ooh, fancy. Yes, they're into their doom, as you would imagine. You get a nice little booklet that comes with all sorts of bits and pieces. Just credits and photos and the like. Boys looking sweaty. And yes, many records. Oh, Jesus. It's like 4 records. And yeah, DVD of their first gig, which I haven't actually watched yet. Maybe I'll check that out at some stage. And also the hidden gem, I think, that they say on the record, which apparently is just rehearsal tracks that I haven't actually gotten around to listening to yet. Plug this in at some stage. So yeah, pretty massive freaking box. Huge, all nicely lined up. Good old Svart Records. They do good work, those folks. But yeah, I totally got suckered by the cover art, I gotta say. I mean, I do love Reverend Bizarre, but as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I gotta buy that. Wasn't super expensive. It wasn't the cheapest, but anyway. But yeah, it was fun. I was listening to this in the car the other day. Oh, not this record, obviously. Yeah, I recognised the Doctor Who theme song from it was from the song Pyramids of Mars, sorry, which is classic bloody episode. I've been watching old Doctor Who's of late, Pertwee and Baker era stuff, just gold. So I rewatched Pyramid of Mars, and yeah, bloody excellent episode. All hail Sutekh, only Sutekh shall live. But yeah, a lot of these songs are used on the albums. Their main 3 albums. The favourite song in here is probably In the Rectory of the Bizarre Reverend, or whatever it's called, which is just a killer song. But yeah, another classy song in here is Fucking Wizard, which I remember thinking, I don't know, I'm not big on reading the lyrics half the time, but I remember thinking, I wonder if they mean, oh, that fucking wizard, or they mean, fucking wizard. And sure enough, it was it's a bit sexy time lyrics. It was pretty funny. This also has like one of their first rehearsals or something or other, first rehearsal demo, which with their original drummer, but sounds pretty shit house, I gotta say. But what the hell. But overall, bloody massive package. I should read this True Doom manifesto. Serious chaps. One day. Anyway, good old Rev Bizarre. Up next, we have the Body Slayer, their soundtrack to the Apocalypse compilation. This came out in, I think, 2003, somewhere around there. So, yeah, let's have a look-see. Ooh, it's got a fancy ammo box style. You get like a lanyard. I don't think how many people wander around wearing that one. You get like this flaggy kind of thing that's basically that and the classic Slayer eagle, which I've never bothered open because I don't know what I'd do with it. This is the thing that was stuck on the plastic on the outside. It comes with a pretty nice little sort of booklet, liner notes and pictures of the band live and looking grim and everything. So yeah, it's a good little read. Obviously this is all, I suppose it has some Bostaff stuff on here. So yeah, basically you get 4 CDs and a DVD. First CD is pretty much just a best of. They're all album tracks. I don't think I've even listened to this. The only really interesting song on here that isn't off a official album is the remix version of Criminally Insane, which is I think on the Postmortem EP, which I've owned forever, so I don't really need this one, but yeah, what the hell. Disc 2 is, again, more, half of it's sort of best of, but then, like, of the more recent sort of stuff. But then it does get into some of their, like, compilation tracks. It's got their cover of Inagata da Vida, the Old Iron Butterfly song that was on the Less Zero soundtrack. It took me a very bloody long time to track down for some stupid reason. But I did actually get it because I had Inagata on tape. I think the band are really not fans of that cover at all, but I love it. It sounds great. This has also got like their cover of Disorder with Ice-T. It's really good actually. It's got Memories of Tomorrow, which I think is Suicidal's cover. But I think it was on the Japanese version of Undisputed Attitude. So it's kind of nice to have that. It's got a few other sort of extra tracks like that I'm pretty sure I have of like Wicked and Addict and Scarstruck. I know later era stuff. So that's pretty interesting. What do we got? Disc 3. This is a pretty interesting bit actually. This is like old rehearsals and demo sort of tracks and a few live ones as well. So I mean, it's got more modern live stuff that sounds pretty good, but it's got some real old stuff. It's got like Ice Titan, which is one of the early tracks that I think morphed into like Altar of Madness or Altar of Sacrifice. It's also live stuff. It's got thankfully it has a live version of Necrophiliac from 85 it looks like, and that's, if you've heard old live Slayer recordings you'll know what I'm talking about. Tom had a very disgusting intro that he used to use for Necrophiliac. Like just, him rambling, hyping up the crowd. And the version of this is hilarious. It's a little rude, kiddies, you could say. This has also got like Jeff Hanneman home recording versions of like Raining Blood and South of Heaven and so on. It's quite interesting to hear because there's some differing versions on there, definitely. I think the South of Heaven one sounds quite different. I mean, you can still recognise South of Heaven, but I think he's just trying different versions of the main sort of riff. So that's kind of cool to have. Strangely, halfway through this has like... I don't know why it didn't fit on the... Maybe it didn't fit on the previous CD. It's got their... split song with Taro Chinedge Riot from, I think, the Spawn soundtrack that really doesn't match the other live and rehearsal stuff on here, but as I said, maybe it didn't fit. Lastly, we have... Is this the CD or the DVD? This is the DVD of just a live gig from... actually, sorry, no, I tell a lie. This is a whole lot of different live clips from over the era, including back to 1983, like early days. Those are pretty amusing. It's a big dramatic sort of stage show with like bodgy flash pots and bad lighting, and I'm pretty sure the guys have got their like black eyelinery stuff on some of the early ones. But yeah, it's a good sort of differing eras. There's 85 and 86 stuff, 91 stuff. This is kind of cool. It actually has a live version of Gemini, which is the original song off Undisputed Attitude. That really didn't fit there, but it was a pretty cool song actually. The Slow Slayer. It's got a live version of that with like John Detty or whatever his name is, the stand-in drummer they had a few times. It's also got somewhat painful heavy metal awards thing that's just like where they're presented by like Fear Factory or something. It's not the greatest, I'm gonna say. But also the amusing part of this one as well is this is a live CD, which is just live from 2003 or something or other, or 2002 I think. It's just your bog standard Slayer gig, but this is the Blood Pack version that surprisingly is still actually moving, has these little silly skull things in it. But yeah, that's Liquid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got to be careful of this. I am very tempted to double bag this, just because I've heard these things can leak at times. So yeah, I'm glad mine's still alive. I think there's a Morbid Angel one for Domination, the Slime Pack version or something that's pretty bodgy, but I don't know why it's got little skulls floating in it. They're like, no, they're not seasoned skulls, they're just skulls. So yeah, all in all, pretty friggin' cool little package, I gotta say. It obviously doesn't have anything beyond 2003 because it's when it came out, but yeah, I'm very happy with this. It's nice watching the old footage of the boys with like spikes and hair and so on. So, but yeah, I'm glad my Blood Pack's still alive. But yeah, Slayer, can't go wrong. And last but not least, yet more Finnish action. This whole video seems to be Finnish and Aussie bands, but anyway. This is Zizma with, what's it called? Repulsive Morbidity, a box full of fetal mush, 1988 to 1991. So this is a compilation of all their early demos and rehearsals and crazy, pre-Zizma band Repulse. Plus, what else has it got? It's got the Above the Mind of Morbidity EP, the Fata Morgana EP, and the Yeah album, and then some lives and demo tracks as well. Pretty friggin' impressive box set, I gotta say. These guys are in there. Obviously, this band turned into a weird sort of rock kind of band. Restarted up again recently as well, so the new album is growing on me. Vocals were a bit odd when I first listened to that first single, but yeah, I'm liking it. But yeah, this is their early stuff. Very, very similar to our old mates from Liverpool, Carcass. Yeah, so it starts with the Repulse demo, which is pre them, called On a Car Trip to Sweden. Which, yeah, it's interesting, but it's really not that great to tell the truth. It's like what is it, Torvi demo. It sounds pretty bloody good. It's pretty much just songs from Swarming of the Maggots. Is it Of the Maggots? Yes, Swarming of the Maggots, which is their legendary demo from, what have we got? 89, freaking old. And that's one of the key ones on here. But the Torvi stuff sounds bloody killer as well. It's a bit rawer, but yeah. But the Swarming of the Maggots is legendary demo, just the nastiest, filthiest bass sound, and ridiculous over the top vocals. So yeah, they were full Carcass worship back then, but just with heavily pitch shifted vocals that just sound awesome. I mean, they're not ridiculously pitch shifted, but still pretty noticeable. From there, they with the two EPs, the Above and the Faitana one, they get slightly more death metal, slightly more intricate. I think in the liner notes, which are pretty good, they talk about a new guitarist joining and bringing his sort of morbid angel influences. You can kind of hear it quite a bit in there. They're just a bit more complex, a bit longer sort of songs. But then, yeah, after that, then they go with Yeah, which is the beginning of the rock and roll sort of style. Still with like growled vocals and heavy sounding sort of stuff. Yeah's recorded at good old Sunlight Studios in Sweden with old mate Skogsberg. Well, that doesn't really sound exactly like Entombed or anything. Apparently they showed up with actual desire to sound not like Entombed. So this has also got like demo versions of Yeah songs as well, like pre-production ones that not that exciting really. But the live stuff on here is bloody excellent quality. It's like rehearsal tapes from I think 89, but then live stuff from 89 and 91, both of which sound pretty bloody good. Amusingly, I think it's Fata Morgana has their cover of the Doors song Hello, I Love You. It's like death metal vocals, of course, and heavy as hell, but yeah, not one of their finest points, but I'm sure they enjoy themselves. And yeah, this, as usual, they pretty much always seem to cover Deceiver, the old Napalm Death song from back in the day. So that was I'm very glad they do the Morbid Deceiver version, which is the one with the Repulsion intro from Stench of Burning Flesh. So basically, you get 4 LPs. This is unsurprisingly, the red one. Nothing too exciting there, but yeah, you get this huge booklet sort of thing that comes with, old interviews with them and liner notes and cool photos, and yeah, that's really it's an interesting read from those days. They had some fun, I think, and were pretty revolutionary. There's a lot of. This is all, Yeah came out, I don't think, maybe a year or two before Wolverine Blues, and yeah, I'm pretty sure these guys, I think old mate Nicky probably heard quite a bit of this beforehand, because these guys should probably be getting all the claim for the death and roll style. But yeah, this is pretty bloody good. I've got a CD version, which is not the version of this. It's this one actually has their second album, First and Magical, on it as well, but doesn't have all the like live and rehearsal sort of tracks. So, for some reason, this box set isn't actually released on CD. I mean, this is reasonably new. It's a couple of years old, maybe. Also out on Svart, 2019. So, and it still seems to be for sale, which is maybe why they haven't put it out on CD yet. But it's really, really good to have all the nice quality versions of all the demos and stuff. And it sounds surprisingly bloody good. But yeah, I always love the groove of these guys and Janitor's crazed vocals. Legendary band. I love these guys. So those are my favourite 10 box sets, but I'll give one more shout out, and this is to a band that I'm a bit stupid because I collect a lot of stuff by these guys. This is Coffins. This is their Ancient Torture compilation box set, which is all their like 7 inches and split albums and so on, kind of bunged all together into one. It's a nice little package. Comes with a booklet that's somewhat minimal but functional. A poster of the. Actually, I think it is the cover art. Nice poster of people hanging around. But yes, I'll discuss my bad addiction to Coffins. This is like 4 LPs or whatever. But of course, I'm trying to. I can't remember exactly where I bought this. I think I bought it at a gig, which is probably influenced by our old friend Mr. Alcohol, because I already owned it on CD for starters, so that was kind of stupid. Plus, I pretty much own all the stuff except for one song off one EP. I actually already own all the songs in the original versions because I'm an idiot. So, Spun in Darkness. So, yeah, it just keeps going. That's an EP. And some of these, of course, I own multiple versions of, like this one. I have it on CD and record. And same with this one. So, yeah, just a warning to you kiddies. Don't go too crazy like I do. I don't. I'm at least I don't buy different coloured versions of the same thing. I want to get all Coffins, but yeah, I probably didn't really need to buy a box set of compiling all the stuff that I already own. So yeah. Anyway, because I don't think I've even listened to this, to tell the truth. I listened to the CD, but I don't think I've listened to the record. So yeah, just a salutary lesson to you folks out there. Now, of course, there's a million other ones that I'd like to own. So I'll just run through a couple of them and bung some pictures up so I can drool over them later while watching. Obviously, I'd love the brutal truth, stupid amount of 7 inches, or not even 7, like 4, 5, 6, and 7, or whatever sizes they are. Ridiculous, stupid format, but I love it. I kind of wish I bought the Godflesh box set that came out a couple of years ago. But the problem was I'd actually already owned most of it. There was like one. I'm kind of hoping one day he might reissue there's like a remix or a demo version thing that comes as the extra in that box set. I'm hoping to get that standalone by itself. I mean, there's a new Deicide box set out that looks pretty spiffy. Wouldn't mind that, but I'm disappointed that it doesn't seem to have inserts and not the proper original cover of Once Upon the Cross. It's a bit naughtier than the boring sheet version. There were some nice Voivod and Celtic Frost box sets that I think Noise must have put out pretty recently, and they look pretty spiffy. I've been tempted to get one of those really fancy looking Metallica ones. Obviously not any of their more recent stuff, but I'd love a Ride the Lightning one, but I think it's mostly like got demos and live stuff, but I'm not sure if Metallica would record every single gig they've ever done, but they seem to have a lot of live recordings. There's also some fancy sort of Grave and Unleashed, both put out box sets on, I'm assuming, Century Media. But they're all like picture disc ones, and picture discs look great on the wall, but they don't sound great. There's also a nice Catatonia tape box set that came out recently that had like, I don't know if it was like re-recorded stuff now, like their old demos or something weird like that. I was tempted by that, but again, it's tapes and I've already got most of it anyway. And as far as tapes go, there was a killer looking Portal box set of just, I think it was just their albums, which I've got on record and CD anyway, but it looks pretty bloody cool to me. There was a Statistic Execution one that I think are all picture discs, so not really that interested in that, but still look kind of cool. The Bethlehem one I would have loved to have grabbed because it had like Shatton, Alexander DeFelt, whatever they had, what is that, 4th album's called, which doesn't seem to have been reissued, so I've got all their other ones on record now, but not that one, and I really quite like Alexander Velt, whatever it's called. I would have loved to have got the Abigor box set of their earlier albums, because those are well out of print. And I mean, I'm not a giant fan of them, but the sheer size of the Order of Chaos, or Order from Chaos box set, that would have been tempting as like 12 discs or something ridiculous. Also, the Nuclear Death one looked pretty spiffy. I kind of regret that I didn't get the Abramelin one. I've got it on CD, but I don't know. That got cool cover art as well. The Ulva one looked pretty spiffy. But yeah, there were some amusing ones that I was very tempted, and I kind of regret it now. The Morbid Angel, I don't know, whatever that stupid shit album's called. The box set that came with all the candles and silly, yeah. Probably worth about 2 cents now because that album ain't great, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't pay a lot of money for it at any rate. I would have liked to have got the Carcass plate, knife and fork, sort of ridiculous one of their last album, but yeah, kind of glad I did in some ways. And of course, I would have loved to have gotten the most ridiculous metal box set of all time, the Emperor one, which is like, what, 25 records or something or other. You know, I think new was like $2,000 or something or other, and still costs about that on Discogs if you could be bothered buying it, but just ridiculous looking, but yeah, still would have been kind of fun. I think there was some, you know, fancy, you know, rehearsals or live stuff that wasn't anywhere else on that one, but I'd just like to own it just for the sheer stupidity of it, to tell the truth. So, but yeah, I'm still buying stuff, as you would have noticed from my collections. I just got an Asphyx record in the mail, or, you know, box set-y thing in the mail the other day of their early demos. Looking forward to going through that. And yeah, I always encourage record labels to put out more fancy stuff, because yeah, suckers like me will buy it probably. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have a collection update again shortly with a pile that I'm looking at the moment, going, oh crikey. There's a bit there. It was looking pretty slim for a while, but now there's, yeah, it's padded out, you could say. So yeah, thanks for watching. As I said, check out my Aussie top 20 albums, EPs and demos for a few of these bands. And yeah, cheers. See ya.